All right, so White Lotus season 3. I don't want to get into all the other stuff that everybody else is talking about. I just want to talk about the specific things that could have been done differently that would have changed it, and they're just slight tweaks in order to make the entire season so much better. Spoilers ahead, so this is your opportunity to click away. All right, so the first thing is the boy should have died. He should have drank that protein drink, he should have passed away, and his family should have had to deal with those repercussions. Specifically, the dad should have had to deal with those repercussions of not telling the family what's going on. And the family was he was the only one that was like good-hearted. And for him to have passed away, it would have sealed, it would have framed that family, and it would have framed their mindset, who they were, in a much better light. For him to have lived and still ended up going with the family, ended up however they're gonna end up, it just didn't land very hard with him living. The next thing is just gonna be that nobody changes. Everybody's the exact same character throughout the entire series. You have the three friends who are faking their friendship because they have these small issues, and then at the very end, at the very last episode, hey, we're friends because we've been friends for a long time and that makes me happy, right? Well, that should have been drawn out and should have been shown to us the entire series, not just the very last episode. Along with that, you have the family, you have the mom, the son, the older son, the daughter. The daughter was more of a surprise, right? She was the one that was fun for the viewer to really see, like, no way, she's just like them, right? And that's how it should have been for every character, where it's like, oh, no way, like, I feel tricked. I feel just like this was cool, like a cool evolution. And the next person that sort of does that is the mom and the boy when she gets all the money, right? Where it's like, oh, she's just like the rest of them. Now that she has money, she's going to leave the guy behind. She can just move on with life. Everybody's bad, right? And there's just a few characters this happened to, but it only happens the very last episode that you see this come to light. And it just should have been done slower and more thoughtfully, in a way that us as the viewer are kind of seeing this evolution and like seeing people's true colors come out. Now, there obviously are a few instances where you want to see a couple people, like you want that surprise at the end, like it really landed with the daughter, where it was like, I just don't know if I can eat that food, or I just don't know if I can sleep there. There's no air conditioning or whatever. And for her, it hit really hard, but everybody else is the same. The dad is the same. The mom is the same. Walter Goggins' character, like he stays, like he sort of has like a little mini arc when he thinks that when he didn't kill the guy, but we as the viewers all felt like that, like he just was going to show up and nothing was going to happen. So I just feel like what we all felt, and maybe can't put into words, is that like nothing was changing, aka it felt boring. The writing, where it really should have focused on, because what this season really, its biggest strength was the messaging on life and death and morality and religion. It should have landed that better, because when it was hitting those notes, it was hitting it really, really well, especially the religious side of things. But it only started leaning into that in like basically the last 3 episodes. But like one of the lines that is super funny but hit super well was when the mom was, she's praying at bed, and the husband asks, like, what are you doing? And she says, I'm praying. And then she's like, maybe Jesus can save her from the Buddhists. That is just so perfect. That is what that line by itself is what the series should have been in a nutshell, where it was just a amalgamation, these religious cultures colliding in Thailand, and but then mixing in like those deeper themes, like when they're talking to the monk and he's like spitting facts, and it just feels good. It's like, dang, this is how the whole season should have been. So we all sort of feel the same, 2.5 out of 5 stars. We all almost liked it, but it was just missing certain plot points, and it just didn't fulfill a lot of what we felt like it was promising to that it was going to deliver. They should have leaned much more heavily into the religious side of it, the opposing sides, the opposing ideologies. They should have leaned much heavier into the morality and the death side of it. I think that just like the Walter Goggins' girlfriend, how she dies, the boy should have died just like they were the pure ones. They were the good ones. And I felt like it would have hit harder when you had basically all the bad people live and all the good people die. I think that would have been a stronger message at the end. But even then, it doesn't justify the slow, beginning 5 episodes essentially. So, anyways, hopefully enjoyed. Click here to subscribe. Click here for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.